Thank you, Senator. I appreciate those words, and thank you for coming today and participating in this rally. Say it with me. We the people.
We the people.
I love it. You know, I'm from a state that's called the Commonwealth of Virginia, and Commonwealth means governed by the people. And there's only 4 states in the United States that have that name, the Commonwealth. And it's Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And it's something that I'm proud of, to be a Commonwealth. We're working hard down there. We're leading the way. Our Attorney General's just fighting left and right. Ken Cuccinelli is fighting. I'm sure y'all heard of him up here. We just got him elected in November. We just got a great governor elected in Bob McDonnell, leading the way. We're doing things. We're not waiting. We're not waiting. The Constitution was inked on September 17th in 1787. 30 days from today will be the birthday of that Constitution being signed. It happened at Constitution Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Even in that day when the Constitution was written, they didn't get along. They didn't agree on everything, just like we don't agree on things today. But what they did do is they believed enough in the God that created our nation and kept us and make us free, gave us their rights. They would even get together, even though they disagreed. Did you know they got together and prayed to try to seek wisdom? And they came together and they formed this awesome document that followed up to the Declaration of Independence. We have got to, as American citizens, first of all, have courage. And how do you get courage? Courage is by educating yourself and becoming more knowledgeable. Knowledge will give you strength and give you courage to do what you need to do. I wouldn't be up here today if I hadn't taken the time to learn and figure out what's going on in our country and figure out how we're being manipulated as a nation. It's happening every day in front of our eyes, and we just did not even want to see it happening. You know, we kept doing our stuff and forgetting about it. Well, I had to make a decision, January of 2009, either I was going to go on with life and do my own thing, or I was going to try to come out here and make a difference. So I began to get involved, little by little. Something I got to encourage you to do is go to your city council or your board of supervisors meeting. If that door is open and they're having a session, you need to be there. As citizens of this nation, we need to be at those governing body meetings to make sure that they realize that we're watching them and we're going to speak up when it's not right. So for the last year and a half, I've been attending all the board of supervisors meetings in my home county of Chesterfield County, Virginia. I've gotten to know every single supervisor by doing that. When something's not right and I don't like it, I get up and I talk about it. I speak about it. We just had a tremendous, just like most places all across this country, the budget came through this past year, and people were hollering and fussing. Oh, they wanted their little piece of the pie, right? They don't realize we have to cut government. And they were fussing because we had like a $50 million school deficit that had to be cut. And, you know, sometimes it's tough to do the right thing. But that's what we have to do, is the right thing. If we're going to take our country back. Otherwise, it's going to keep on going. And they're going to control everything. You can only reach to a certain point when you get the percentages above 50% of the people receiving and less than 50% of the people giving. It don't take long to crash. And that's where we're headed if we don't change this thing. But I got up in front of that Board of Supervisors meeting when all these people came in that night and the walls were lined. And I got up and I didn't speak one word about the budget. I said to every citizen in that room, I said, it's a shame that this one night a year you get up off your sofa or you get on your high horse and you come down here and you talk about what you want. But you can't come down here and be involved in the process. If you'd have been down here to be involved in the process from the beginning, maybe we wouldn't be in the shape we're in today. We have trusted our officials. Have we not? We've trusted them to do our business. And I know I did for years and years and years. I felt like it was okay. And then it just started coming right out in the forefront, you know, in front of our eyes. That we have to change and make a difference. So I encourage you to not only participate in your local city council or board of supervisors, but you come to this Capitol House right here during session. And you lobby, and you listen, and you pay attention to what's going on right here. You got to sacrifice. Sacrifice 3 days of that vacation and come down here and be a part of it. I'm telling you, you'll be amazed at what you'll learn. But first of all, you got to have it from right here. You got to want to do it. I would say that there's even people right here today that are here and you're not sure about what to do, how to get involved. I'm trying to tell you, it's real simple. It doesn't take rocket scientists to tell us that we just need to be involved and start listening and educating ourselves. Education is like a seed. It can either grow into wheat or it can either grow into a weed. It just depends on how you look at it and how you nurture it and how much you want to learn. But if you don't want to learn, that seed is going to be a weed. One thing God does with every patch of dirt that's on this ground, if you don't plant something there, He's going to plant something there. I was in landscaping for 10 years, so that meant a lot to me when I heard that little statement. There's a man that meant a whole lot to me back in the early 90s. I went to Dallas, Texas, and was able to talk and share in a convention that he had put on. His name was Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole. One of the things that he said that stuck with me was that every great river is made up of tiny little raindrops. And he said, don't ever let anybody tell you your raindrop doesn't count. And that has stuck with me. And that's what I'm telling you today. Your raindrop counts. But when you get all those drops into that one river, that thing just flows. So when you come together like this, the river, it just flows. You as people can flow and make a difference and make a change in your state right here, in your local city. Whether you're from right here in Hartford or surrounding metro area. Or I think somebody's here from New York today. Welcome, whoever that is. But anyway, I really appreciate the opportunity that y'all are giving me as a citizen. This is not done without you. Doesn't matter how bad I want it. It's not about me. It's about our nation. It's about our Constitution. It's about how we, as Americans, deserve our freedom and our liberty, and deserve to make the choices for us, not to have the government make the choices for us. And it's very important that we realize that and understand that as we go out of here today. This needs to be a time changing in your life. You got to either commit to make a difference or go stick your head in the sand. Because you're not going to like what you're going to see if you don't. It's coming hard on us. And we've seen that just in the last 18 months, haven't we? How fast and furious things are happening. 44 czars that are appointed that have no responsibility to Congress or anybody else. I'm going to take a break right here, and we're going to have you candid? Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Thomas Jefferson said that all tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for good people of good conscience to remain silent. And nothing happens, right? So we got to get out here and get started. In closing, I wrote a poem leading up to this ride. I don't know why, but here in the last couple of years, I've just decided to all of a sudden become a poet. And wrote some pretty good stuff, actually. Maybe you'll think this one is. It's called Rally Cry. What is the purpose to gather here? Is it just to feel good and spread some cheer? Or is its purpose to learn and be perfectly clear? Our nation is calling, her voice echoes loud. It's time for her people to disperse from the crowd. As citizens united, we all come here today to hear something different to take with us away. The message is simple, it's clear as a bell. It's time for our neighbors to know this as well. Will you rise and step forward? Will you make your voice heard afar? Will you go from this place today? Will you go to your knees and pray? It's time to go now. Have courage. Don't be scared. Be aroused. Stand strong. Get your neighbors out. And let's take back our house. Thank you all for coming today. Y'all like that, huh?